Hi, I'm Shona, and you're listening to the Practice Makes Perfect podcast.
Every day I wake up and I want to push myself, My name is Willard Carter.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another week. Today we are joined by Willard Carter. Hi, Willard. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for coming on the show. So, first off, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So my name is Willard Carter. I just turned 19 last week. I'm from England, but right now I'm in Madrid studying at the Escuela de Música in Sofia. I started when I was 4, so 15 years. Yeah, I think I'm just a lot of work.
Yeah. Happy birthday, by the way. I didn't know it was
Thank
your
you.
birthday last week.
No, it's fine.
So, how did you get into music and why cello?
I'm actually quite proud of the way I got into music. My sister has autism and she learned to speak through classical music, and my mum knew this great cellist, Liz Anderson, and every Sunday we'd go play music and it would just be just fun, it would be 20-30 kids just going playing music just for fun. I think that's so genuine and so nice, and I just grew up a love of music just from that, and yeah, it was really nice.
Wow, that's very unique.
Yeah, I think there's all these parents who are play music. I'm so happy that my mom was just play music if you like.
Yeah. What are your future plans for cello and music?
I think for me personally, just to enjoy it. I don't want there to be a situation where I'm stuck in something that I'm not enjoying it. When it becomes work, I don't want to do it when it's work. I've always seen it as kind of like a hobby. I think growing up in this generation, work feels like a 9-to-5 job. Music isn't that. I don't know. It's more fun, and it's just enjoyment and pure love of the art. I want to just keep enjoying myself and finding new things, trying to take a 21st century twist on things.
What projects do you have coming up in the immediate future?
In May, a few concerts here and there. I'm playing Schoenberg Verklechte Nacht next month, and then some chamber music this month. But in May, I'm playing in the Salzburg Festival in Switzerland. And then in June, I'm playing Brahms Double here in Madrid. And then summer hits. Trying to keep myself studious and just trying to learn as much as I can at this point.
We're going to move into practice. Do you have a routine?
At the moment, like every musician, our teachers say, scales, practice 10 hours of scales every day. I've kind of grown more of a love for scales these last months. I mean, to start with a scale is quite relaxing. It's like a cup of tea in the morning. You're just doing very slow bows. I do like it. I mean, relaxing but intense at the same time. One of my teachers told me that the cellist Daniel Shafran always practiced in the morning. Before lunch, he practiced all his time, and after lunch, he practiced nothing. And I've always loved that. I always wanted to do that. I just never could. I'm not a morning person at all.
Altogether, how long do you practice?
Right now, 6 hours. If I have a couple of hours free, I will practice. I try not to do more than 2 hours at once. I think that's quite ineffective.
Okay.
But I'm trying to up the game to its most effective. If I can do 7 hours effectively. But yeah, every day I wake up and I want to push myself,
So you practice 6 hours. How do you work that around the uni?
That's a good question. I mean, not every day I can practice 6 hours. But yeah, that's my target for each day. Yeah, I mean, it can be difficult. I mean, but I think it's manageable. I try and organize my day the day before so that I have a clear idea. And it's also good because I can stick to that. Once I have it written down, I can stick to that, and I can't say, oh, just get a coffee now. It becomes more natural and it becomes easier to do. And yeah, good motivation, maybe.
What are you playing at the moment?
Whenever anyone's asked me that recently, I'm like, how long do you have? So, concertos, Elgar and Brahms. Sonatas, Britten Sonata, Boccherini Sonata, Beethoven Sonata No. 4 in C major. Pieces, Paganini Variations on the Theme of Moses, Rostropovich Humoresque, Kodai Sonata. Okay, let's leave it like that.
works for me.
I don't know.
Okay, so how did you change your practice during the pandemic?
I guess I practiced more. I hope I practiced more, and I hope I practiced better. I wasn't in England. I was in Spain, and I was staying with my girlfriend's family. So it was like a whole bunch of new experiences. But the practice in general, I think I practiced better. I tried to listen more, and I tried to work on things that I hadn't worked on before. And things that I wanted to work on, but I was like, they would take too much time, you know? I was doing a lot of transcribing during quarantine, actually, yeah. That was really fun. I really loved that.
What would you change from your practice during that time, and what were you particularly happy with?
I would change just the amount, I think. I would have liked to practice more. I think the quality was okay, but I think just the quantity was not enough for what I wanted to do. I mean, I was supposed to go to America for 6 weeks to do a festival then. It was cancelled, and then it was online. So I went back to England and I did this 6-week thing online. It was just a lot of work. I mean, if you're supposed to go somewhere for 6 weeks and do 100 different things every day, and then you try and occupy yourself online for 6 weeks, it just doesn't work the same like it does it's online. And so, yeah, the practice, I would like to have done more and just taken advantage more of like all the free time I had.
A little bit more specifically, what advice would you have on getting back into the music industry after the pandemic?
I think a lot of us as musicians had opportunities during the pandemic where we could record. Because we couldn't be in a concert hall playing for hundreds of people, we could record there, and there was no one there, and we had the opportunity to do that. So yeah, I guess because we had that opportunity in the quarantine too, I at least did, and a lot of my friends did, where we could record, even if it's just on a mobile sometimes. Like, it's sometimes good enough. I guess what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and use some recordings to send to festivals.
Before you go, 3 pieces of advice that you have for practice schedules / routines during or after the pandemic.
I think you have to keep a strict time. If you're going to do something, you have to do something. You have to wake up at 7:30. I'm never going to wake up at 7:30, only for a plane. But yeah, you have to do it, the listeners. And I think just because there's so much fluidity and so little structure, you have to try and give it some structure. That's one piece of advice. And the second piece of advice, I'd say keep yourself occupied, keep yourself inspired by different things. I did a lot of painting. I found out that I'm really bad at painting. At least I experienced that. Do exercise if you want to. I didn't, but you can if you like. It's really good. It's great to do exercise. The third piece of advice I would say is keep in contact with friends and family, and just keep reaching out and making sure everyone's okay, and keeping safe and being healthy, and wear the mask and use hand sanitizer. Be very far away from people.
Thank you very much for those words of wisdom. Thank you very much, Willard, for coming on the podcast.
No. Thank you for having me.
And hopefully we'll have you back on here again at another point. If you want to keep up with Willard and his career, follow him on Instagram at Willard Carter Cello, and you can also look him up on YouTube. Thank you very much for listening.